Hello, so now we're going to see how to hit Amazon and Alibaba and check about the number of cable boxes. So let's put cable boxes here, cable box, press enter, and what we see here is this URL up here. This is very interesting. So if I paste this and I go to this page, it brings me directly to this page, which is very good because it means that this URL in here holds enough information for me to get the results, and this is the number we are looking for, this 60,000 over here. So we can go to the terminal on a Mac and after installing Anaconda and everything we should have Python, so Python 3 or Python should give us the same results, which is good. So now we'll start by creating a new file in here. So we'll use our favorite editor to save a file in there. So we'll name it a cablebox.py, so Python file. Good. And now if I do ls, I should see this file here. So if I write Python and cablebox.py, we should see nothing. If I say print hi, I should see hi here. Okay, this is good. So back to our task, we take this URL here and now we name this URL equals here, so we store it into a variable, and that's a good starting point. So now we want to download the result of this URL. We can do this with requests. Import requests, and then we'd go requests.get url.text. So if I do this print, I should see quite a few of results here. Okay, so this is the HTML of the page. Every time we run the script we hit Amazon, and we don't want to do this a lot because otherwise Amazon might flag us. So actually what we will do is we will try to save this to a file. But right now let's start becoming a little bit more organized. I will name all this function Amazon get, and this does just those two steps. So it initializes the URL and it returns me the text of that page. So here is a function. And now there is a standard thing that we can do in order to save the output in a file. So this is with open file as file, file.write text. This will write whatever text we pass in it in the results.html file in the local directory. So let's see here, ls, we have just one file. Now what I'm going to do is I will pipe the result of Amazon get to this temp save, and this means that the result here will pass through text to file over here. So this is calling a function with the result of another function. I save this, and now when I run it, if I type ls here, I can see that I have a result.html file. And let's open this with our text editor as well. So we know that we are looking about this 60,000 number somewhere in here, and so I keep searching for 60,000. Actually, let's have the exact number here. We can see it's 60 comma and then 1000. So let's search for that one. Oh, and we can see here the text we're looking for. So it has this text. How can I look for this page? How can I look into this page and extract this text? There is a trick which is called regular expressions. So I take this one, I remove whatever might change, and over here I replace this number that I want with a magic regular expression. So I put parentheses to say capture whatever is in here, and in here I expect the numbers 0 to 9 or a comma, and I expect many of them, and I indicate that with a plus. Now I put an R in there at the beginning, and now this is a regular expression. So this is a pattern matching mechanism. Also note that I saved the file before because I want to use it now. So how am I going to use it? I'm going to use it by commenting out those. So right now I will not call Amazon, but I will actually use another function to load from this file. I name this file temp load. Okay, what does it do? It opens the result.html and it reads it. So if I go over here and I put text equals whatever you read from this file, which is actually this file, so no change whatsoever, then use the regular expressions. Let's name this result equals re.search text, and let's print the result. So this is a little bit of magic, but it's a standard magic because I use the regular expression package. I import it in there. So let's see one more time what I do. I load the file and the result of the file goes into the text variable. Then I use the regular expression search to search on this text for this text I'm looking for. So actually over then the number I'm looking for, and then results for, which is exactly the format we can see here. And then I print the result. Let's see how does this work. Okay, so we can see that it returns something, which is good. So now this result, again, this is a regular expression kind of magic, has several groups, and group 1 is the first match, because potentially we could have other matches here. So for example, if I put a parenthesis around results, then group 2 will be the text results. So let's see that. Print. Okay, 6000 and results, but we don't need this, so we keep just the first thing in parentheses, which we can get with group 1. 60,000, good. So now this might be enough, but we can do a little trick, so we can substitute comma with nothing. It actually was wrong, it's not sub, it's replace. Okay, so now we have 60,000, and now if you see what happens if I try to add 1 to this one, I will have an error. This is because it's not a number, it's just a string. So I can also convert it to an integer, and now I have 6001. So this means that I can do any numeric manipulations I might want to do. So int or number of results equals this one, and then print number of results 60,000. That's good. So let's make this a function now. We had Amazon get, let's now do Amazon parse, and then text, print number of results. That's nice. So now we can create another little set of functions here that do Amazon parse temp load. So whatever I load from the file actually goes into this function over here, and I print the number. Yes, it works. And now let's write here Amazon and number of results Amazon 60,000. Good. So we have a little pair of function. I just do a little move here and there, and we develop this first little pair of functions that can do this parsing for us. So temp save and Amazon parse temp load. Let's see if this works. It works. So what happened in the meanwhile? It hits Amazon, it saves to a temporary file, then it loads the temporary file and it passes it to Amazon parse function, which searches for this in the page and extracts the number. So it's nice and simple, and it's very nice that it has this result HTML, because at any point you can go back to your file and see the contents of the web page and see if something goes wrong, and this will come handy later. So let's go back now to Alibaba, for example, and search for cable box. Okay, good. So we can see here another URL, and as you can imagine, we're going to copy paste very aggressively. So actually let's copy paste those two functions and rename those to Alibaba. Alibaba get, Alibaba parse, and we use the URL here from Alibaba. We change the name here. So let's have a look on what we're looking for in this page. We're looking for a number and results for cable box. Okay, so we can make the assumption that if we come here for Alibaba parse and say, hey, we need a number here, so without the comma this time, because we can see Alibaba doesn't have the comma in there, so we would expect this to more or less work. So we went pretty fast on this one because it's quite similar. Let's comment those two out and let's start with this. So Alibaba get me the results of this URL on a file. Let's run this. Okay, so right now if I go to results.html, I have the results of Alibaba now instead of, you can see here, instead of Amazon. Good. So now let's try to do exactly the same as before and try to do Alibaba parse and the result that is on this file and see what happens. Boom! So we can see non-type and it gives us the page, the place where the error happened. It's line 40, as we can see here, and then inside line 40, line 22. So the problem is here, and we can see and search a little bit for, and actually this means that this result was none here, so the program broke. And why did this happen? Because they was unable to find this expression in the file. So exactly this is the case we were talking before. We should go now in the file and try to search for results for and see what happens. Oh, interesting. So we can see here that it has some span tags around the number. So if we go back and we fix our expression and add those span tags, let's see what happens. Okay, I rerun. Nice. So now it parses the number from the page, and this is very nice because you saw there was a mistake. We were able to quickly go identify and fix it, and this is a very fast iteration cycle because we hit the same file and we don't hit Alibaba every time. So even if it took like half an hour and several iterations to get this number out, I would be able to do this easily without Alibaba actually banning me. If I was trying to hit on every iteration, every time I try something without the intermediate file, then I would hit Alibaba so many times and I might have problems. So let's see if this script now is able to parse all both websites. Python cable box. Okay, it works great. So now let's try Google and see what happens there. So we go to Google Shopping and we put cable box here. So now if you notice what's going on here, it's quite complicated. I cannot find in any place the number I'm looking for, right? And let's try this layout again. Nothing here. So cable box, digital cable box, probably this is what we're looking for. And again, I cannot see any number of results. I can see pages, so I might be tempted to go from one page to the other. And then maybe page 13, and we can see here a problem. So overall, I would avoid trying to do this. This doesn't look very simple, and also the results here look somewhat mixed. So I would prefer to avoid crawling Google because it doesn't give me the results. If I wanted to do that, I would have to use a somewhat more advanced technique. But we can see that for simple cases like Alibaba and Amazon, I can have a very nice simple script 40 lines, and I can do exactly what I want. I just run it and it gives me the results I want. So I hope you find this useful, and thank you very much and have fun.